afternoon, everybody. Here we are at Sanntangle HQ. Very, very busy here. So a couple of things to sort of mention before we make a start. Tile 500 challenge. Please keep sending them in. I know I haven't done an update for a few days, but I'm going to. It's just getting it sort of fitted in, but I will. Please keep doing it. We're not up to 500 yet, so we'd love you to do that. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go and have a look on our Facebook page for the Tile 500 challenge and see what it is to get involved. We're looking for 500 tiles to celebrate the fact that we've actually still here created 500 different tiles. So really exciting stuff, and I must say the wall is looking fantastic, so really want to go for that. And of course we have had birthday shows, which was Thursday last week, and of course Sewing Street yesterday. We are doing our absolute best to get everything out for you. Yodel are going to stop, I think their last collection is Friday, but we're going to keep packing and doing as much as we can until then. So please be patient with us. We are working flat out to get those out to you, because of course we know you want them for Christmas, and we would too. So we're just doing our best, so bear with us, we'll get them to you, okay. So here we go, tile 503 today. What do I have with me? I've got a regular cream tile, and I've inked it with a little bit of green ink, spritzed it, and then just walked away and left it to dry. So that's where we're at with this. Let's go in a little bit. There we go, with my camera. All right, it's gonna move it over a bit. There we are, we're all good to go. So, okay, what do I have? Pen, pencil, Tortillon. Of course, I've got my mechanical pencil. I've also got my fountain pen. Thought I might add a little bit of that in, see how that goes. So, let's make a start, shall we? First of all, kind of about the middle. Actually, I think I'm going to come in straight away with a pen with this. And I'm going to put bubble in. Sometimes, you come in a pencil, it's great, but let's just go straight in. Put a bubble. I'm going to come back with pencil in a minute, so just wanted to be there with that. Okay, happy with that. Pencil then. I want to put myself a bit of a curve. Now I'm going to go this way because it's more comfortable for me, being left-handed. But if you want to go this way, it's not going to matter so much. Or if you think this is a bit awkward, you could always draw it upside down. I'm going to aim for 4. Not sort of going right to the edge there, sort of wandering away around a little bit. If I need to extend them, I can. Okay, that kind of shape going on. All right, so I'm going to bring in another line, but this time it's going to be a little bit closer. Not sort of too close, but so we can get something in there. And another one. See, I'm coming in the front of that one there, like that. So I've got that. It looks like it's all spinning away, doesn't it? So let's come back to pen, and I'm going to come in to one of those little shapes there. So, okay, let's have a look at this. I'm going to sort of do a curve, sort of within that shape like this. Let's do that in all of them, so we know where we're sort of starting. We've got the idea, and this is in like the thin bits, or that little channel just created there, like that. Okay, so then I'm going to come to the other side. I'm going to do one at a time now. So I'm going to kind of come in like this and do a little curve. Okay, and then similar this way, look, I'm going to come up and do a little curve. And I notice, see, it's sort of coming further down each time. And then do another one and a little curve. Doesn't matter if they're slightly different size or shape, things like that. Up and a curve. This is nice, isn't it? See, so I'm coming up each time, so I'm leaving myself a gap. Up and back down. And then up again and back down. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 there. I'm going to do the same on the others, then I'm going to come back and do something with these. So here we go, look, up and down. And then the same again, look, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and one more, look, and 6 And then the next one. So I think sometimes if you get into a bit of a rhythm with these, it's little triangle shapes, but they've got a bit of a curve in. See, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to do the same amount on each one. Into there. And the next one. So, a long helix. That's 1, 2, 3. I'm not worried if they're different sizes. I'm just going to go with the shape that I've got there. And you see, so I've got that kind of thing going on. So let's have a little look at this then. You see here where we've got this little gap. I'm going to kind of curve it round like this. So now you've got a shape within. Same here, look. So follow the shape, curve it round. Let's look at that one again then. So that one's already done, look, naturally. That one is more or less. So I'll do that one there as well. And again. So see, they're kind of already there, but I'm just making sure it follows its shape round. And again. Okay, like that. I'm going to fill those bits in now, so we can see where the sort of background is. See? I'm not going to colour that one. I'm just going to leave that as is. So it's these little side pieces. See, it just brings out the shapes a little bit better there. And into there. And that one. Next one. To this bit. So, I know some of them are a different size. It just depends how you've drawn it. It's just about having it a little bit of shape there. And there we go, into that bit. And this bit. And this bit. Okay. So far so good. Doesn't look too bad at all, does it? Alright, so just going to fill the top bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and round, and I'm going to put a bit of a swirl in. Like that. So you see I've kind of tried to fill the space, and any bits coming round I can do the same again. Like that. So let's do that again. See, I'm following this shape, and I'm coming round and trying to use the whole of that space that's left there. So you could always do it from that one if you wanted to as well, whatever's more comfortable for you. Well, I'm happy with that. And then the next one. In and along with that one. Okay, let's have a little look at that. Okay, look at that. I think actually I'm going to come in, I will colour that bit in there. Just because I want to. Not because I have to, just because I want to. Let's see, this one there. Go with that. And we go with that. Okay, I'm liking that. See this little line here, I'm not worried about that at all. It's in pencil. We'll come and change it if we have to a little bit later on. Okay, so let's look at the right hand side now of my piece, and I'm going to come back in from that kind of bubble, and I'm going to come in and put like kind of a loop there, like that. You see, I'm using that pencil line to bring my loop back in. Just on that side, look, I'm following that line back in there. Back in, see? Okay, gives me that shape. So I've got something going on there of a bit of interest. And then I'm going to work my way up each line. So I'm going to imagine I've got a loop going underneath there, look like this. 1, 2, and 3. So similar thing, 1, 2, and 3. And again. 1, 2. You get the idea. I bet you're all counting now, aren't you? If you can get 4 or 2, please don't worry. It's about you putting in whatever you can. You see there's little gaps that are appearing. I'm going to fill those in. Just finishes it off there, doesn't it? On that side. So there we go with that. Still sticking with my 03 foot pen for that. About doing that. Okay, let's put a little line in there. And I'm going to come in with some dots. You see, each one gets smaller. And here we're just going to kind of see the dots. And we're just going to see 2 dots. And we'll see 2 dots in there. So lines going in. Dots in place. Then I can get 3 into that one. You might not. You might find you can only get 2. It doesn't matter. Whatever works. You just keep following that design. And each one I'm keeping similar. Again, if they're different sizes, don't worry about it. And the next one. In with that line. Let's get 3 dots in. And that one. And 2 in that one. And 2 in that one. So far, so good. Okay, let's have a look then at this line here that I've got going on. I'm going to draw that in. So I don't mind that it's coming above there. Let's draw that in. And again, look, I can fill in any gaps that I've got there. So let's do that one. Again, fill it in. And fill it in. This one, see that's quite sort of narrow. I'm going to go a little bit taller with that one, so it kind of fits in with the others. Alright, see that one I might go a little bit taller. So we've got, that's quite long. I don't mind if they're a bit different. So here we go. I'm going to go from the top there, and I'm going to come in and out. You see, I've tried to fill up that gap if I can. Yeah, filled that space. So let's look at this one. So I'm going to come from the top. I'm going to aim to sort of fill the space so it's coming down and round. See, and then I can follow the curve as I'm going in. So round, so that's sort of kicking me off into that area there, and then in. And then again, look, round, and then coming down on that loop there. Gives me that shape. Look at that. That looks kind of nice. I like that. So inside each one of these, I'm going to bring myself a line coming up with a bobble on the top, like that. Just fill that in. And then another one coming up and a bobble. So I'm going to do similar in the others. That one's a bit longer, look, filling that in. And that one. And then I'm going to come in with that one. One's a bit taller, this one's a bit shorter. And then a long up and a bobble. And another one. Gives me that shape. Looking nice, isn't it? Okay. So let's have a look. What else am I going to do with this one? I kind of like that as it is. So I'm going to put a little bit of a kind of a border in there. So let's have a look. I'm going to come in and put myself. Or do I want a border? Yeah, I do. I'm going to come in a bit closer though. And I'm going to put myself a little bit of a line in there. Let's have a look. So it's going to sort of be, it's almost like the piece is taken over and the borders become a little bit of a thing in the background. Now again, look, they're not straight, and I don't mind that. I want it a bit higgledy-piggledy today. But if you want to do straight and measure it, you can do, okay? So let's do another. So this time, I'm going to come a little bit more of an angle this side. Okay. And then maybe sort of kicking it out here. So you see, I'm on purpose changing the shape in the background there. And another one. So that's going to join there. Like that. And I'm going to do a smaller one this time. I say smaller, it's going to be a bit thinner around those edges. Like that. But again, you know, not trying to keep it in the same shape unless you really want to. Kick it out there a bit, see? Like sometimes we do worry about getting things straight. And if we on purpose make them look different, they sort of generate a little bit of interest. There we are. So looking at the outer frame shape now, what I want to do is I'm going to put a little line in each corner. See? Like a little mitre. And then I'm going to create lines. You see how it starts like the mitered angle and then it straightens up a little bit. Like so. I'm just going to do this bit, then I'll go and do the other side so you can see. I'm going to follow it all the way around, see? So there's my mitre, so it kind of starts at that angle. And then it's going to work its way around so it's straight. Or as straight as we're going to get it anyway. Same here, look. Now if you find it easy to start straight in an angle, do that. If not, you can go the other way, it's fine. So see now, look, what I'm going to do is start to slightly angle it. So by the time it gets here, it's similar to what we've already got. Same thing again, look, straightening it up. Like so. And same on here, look. Keep it going. Following it along. And angle along. So you see I've got a little kink there, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to follow the same principles and do the same thing. And follow it along. Okay. So. No rush with this. Don't have to try and keep up with me. It's fine. Let's put those in. And put those in along there. Okay. So far so good. So I'm going to put this to one side for a moment. I'm going to bring my my fountain pen in. So I'm just going to move it back and forth, you know, just to make sure, because there's shimmer ink in there. I just want to make sure that it's sort of mixed. I know there was a question asked about these, and you're like, well, the shimmer ink, is it going to affect the nib? No, I've not had a problem with it at all. But if you find it is, all you've got to do, look, is if you undo this, you see I've got this piece in, I've got some ink in there. You see, look, all I've got to do is a piece of paper underneath it, so it's not going to blow. You just move it a little bit and just allow it to push a little bit out, and it'll be fine. But it's been okay. This is fine. So I've got quite a dark colour in. I think I've got a bit of like a purple pizzazz kind of colour, but yours are going to be slightly different. So let's bring out some little bits here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out, put a bubble in, or a bubble, fill it. See, so it's a little bit thicker than my pen. It's got kind of a, there you see, look, bit of shimmer. You've got to give it time to dry, so it's a little bit different than using the fine liner, although you've got to, you know, give them a little bit. I'm going to go underneath there, look. Have it coming out here, so it looks like that's going underneath. Let's put a couple in here as well. So I'm going to go that way. It's not very often I go that way first. It's a habit, I think, isn't it, that we do that. So I've got sort of two there, three there. So I'm going to bring in 3 here too. So let's have that one so it looks like it's going underneath maybe. That one at the top. And that one, look, it can come up and out over there. Alright, let's have a look at that. If it'll let me. Okay. So, you see where this is blurred a little bit, that's okay. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. That's just purely because I've got a water-based ink in there, so if it's still a little bit damp, it means that it's going to move. But as long as we're aware of that, it's absolutely fine. You see, the further I go out to the edge that's a little bit damp, it's moving. But I don't mind, it's got that little bit of a bleed feel. So in sort of this border here, only in places, I'm going to come in with a couple of little swirls. So not sort of doing loads, but bringing a few in. And if you've not used this kind of pen for a long time, or you've not used one at all, then it just gives you a little bit of a feel for it. I think I just wanted to give you a little bit of a hint. And of course, on those bits, you're going to get that little bit of shimmer because that's the ink we've put in. You all got slightly different colours. I hope you're happy with your colours. They're all fantastic. So just enjoy them, you know. It's one of those things that you can be spoilt for choice. Because we've chose for you, I suppose, you can go with it. Okay. So let's have a little look then. I'm going to bring a bit of coloured pencil in. So being that I've got green ink, I'm going to bring a bit of green pencil in. So I'm going to use my regulars. What have I got? I've got my deep green, my whites, grass green, sunny green. I'm going to start with the grass green. I'm going to put a little bit on one bit there. Sort of like giving it a bit of shade. Let's go in a little bit. Okay. And then at the top of kind of each one of these, I'm going to put a little bit. And there's still a little bit at the bottom as well. Like that. So I'm going to work my way. And see, I'm doing kind of a line at the bottom. And then at the tops, it's sort of a bit of a sort of a triangle shape, really. To this one. So lines first. All the other way, it doesn't matter. And little pieces there. Next one. So it's nice to do those bits first, all those bits first, but then rather than do this then that, it just sort of doesn't kind of flow. I'm just going to remove, see that little pencil line there? Just going to remove that. See how that's bled a little bit? I don't mind. It's just because my ink on the paper is a little bit wet still. So into my sunny green. And I'm going to kind of work the two together, but not so they're touching yet. But they're never going to touch because it's going to have white in between. Let's put a little bit in here as well. So working around. And a bit here. See, so this doesn't really matter which way you kind of put the colour on. It's going to work with those anyway. And the next one. See, it's kind of working them together. Putting those bits in. I'm going to bring my white and I'm going to work the colours together. See, so I'm going over everything there. In the middle, let's get that little bit of white in there as well. And then work across those little shapes. I mean, you can actually pick up on any piece within this. You could have coloured those loops if you'd have preferred, or the kind of leafy shapes. It just so happens that I've sort of chosen to put my sunny green in this. I chose to colour these. So, you know, you can get different looks depending on which bit you shade at each time. It's nice to go with that one. Gives me that. Let's have a little look at this then. Okay, I'm going to bring a bit of that deep green in. Just kind of around that bottom edge. Just to darken it up a bit and sort of maybe at the bottom edges of those as well. A bit of shade. Tiny bit in the top. And some Same along this one. See, just little bits. Makes a difference. Just bringing that in. Maybe that was a bit too much. It's okay. I can always come back in with my colours. You know, work them out a little bit more. And, back in with that white. Next one. So again, see, just sort of little bits. I think this needs a bit more sunny green anyways. It was a bit sparse with that one. There we go. So a little bit of colour in there. So I'm going to bring a bit of contrasting colour because I kind of fancying these as flowers kind of thing. So I'm going to, what shall I go with? I've got a bit of pink purple, I reckon. Okay, so I've got my light pink purple for starters. Let's go in a bit. Let's just add some over all of it. I reckon just keep it light, go over the whole lot. Right, that covers the kind of green ink that's there. Alright, so this is my mid pink purple. I'm going to come in at this corner look and add some in. A little bit round there too. So same again. So along this bit here, and around there. Get this bit here, and around there. One more. In there, and around there. So now I'm going to bring my white in, but what you want to make sure is, you see, you can see that it's got a bit of green on the edge. I'm just going to remove that bit of green. I don't want it in with my purple. So let's bring that white in and sort of a bit of blend it in. So of course you've got the lighter colour underneath, so you're going to get as much as you need for this little piece anyway. Put the next one to there. And kind of just sort of work it round. Okay, I'll let a look at that. Oh, it wants me to. Okay. So I'm going to bring my regular pencil in and let's add a touch of that through the bottom part of these kind of flowers or leaves or whatever you want to call them. See, I've been quite heavy there. I've not been delicate at all. I want to get some on there. And then my loops, have not as much, but a little bit in the bottoms there. And then see some underneath there at the bottom. Same with this one. And then that one. And this one. Same there. Okay. So I'm going to blend all that in first, then I'll come and do the frame afterwards. So let's go in a little bit. We start with the sort of leafy shapes. Let's swirl that just to get it going, look. You see it's starting to move. And then kind of pull it through. You see, up and down. I'm not kind of trying to fill the whole thing. I just want to get it started. Oh, do you know, I'm sure that was the one that's got my, you know, I used one to put a bit of PVA glue on. Yeah, I think this is the one. Alright, let's see if that's any better. Just kind of filed the top. I'm just snipping it back to a point so I can start again. See, nice clean tortillon. That's better. That's better. Okay, so sometimes you just know. Just goes to show though, you can trim a little bit off the top and you're good to go again. Look at the difference. Okay, next one. Get it going. And then open along we go. Around to this one. And those. And those. See? Not really having to do much with them. It's just about giving it a little bit of a tease around that edge. Just a bit of shading in there. And this one. There you go. Let's have a little look at that. And sometimes it doesn't want to zoom. No, my fingers are saying no, that I'm not gonna zoom. There you go. Look at that. Okay, back to pencil then. And I'm gonna have this one on the inside. So I'll put some pencil there, inside. So make sure that my ink and my fountain pen has dried. Everything's dry there, so it's all good. And then this one's going to be on this side. I might as well do that at the same time, because I'm going to do that one there. Of course, you could do any of the sides you like. It's just going to give it a slightly different feel. So you don't have to do it exactly the same as mine. Okay. And this one. And in there. Back to the tortillon. I'm going to kind of move it up and down. I don't want it to sort of travel too far. So let's give it a little bit of control there. I don't want it going completely crazy. Just back and forth, giving us that kind of little shade there. So this one a little bit less because it's quite thin, and then this one, of course, we can get back in again. So not much there, but this one we can actually go back and forth with it, like so. And this one. Around we go. And this one here. Sort of a little bit in there. There we go. So, okay. I think what I'm going to do, bring my white pencil back in for a moment. Just make sure we've got no pink on it. I just want to come into these spaces here. You know where I've kind of inked it, but it needs a little bit of lightness. You see there, it's quite light already, so I'm just accentuating it. You can use your white chalk pencil, but being that I've got this in hand, I might as well use this. And a little bit around that top edge. Again, you don't have to, it's just that I've inked with some green there, so just making sure that I've got those little highlights as best they can be. But yeah. One more thing, back in then with, actually I'm going to come in with my mechanical pencil. Let's just move in a little bit. You see where you've got this line here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some pencil down that edge. So you can see it's a lot more precise. That's meaning that I'm really close to that point in that line. Okay, same here, look. Okay, my tortillon, nice and gentle. Work it up and down just a little bit. Just a little bit. So it's not going to move a massive amount because I'm not being too with it there. Almost done. Back in with my black 03, and I'm going to come back on the line, just the other side of that bit of shading. Just to put that one back in. That line's always been there, it's just hidden a little bit now with all that graphite. And into there. Like so. And let's have a look. Just, be nice to bring in a white gel pen. Do I have one here? Yes, I do. Let's make sure it's going to work. Sometimes we get them, don't we? This is, yeah, it's doing. Here we are. So where I've got these little bobbles, just want to put a little dot in it. Okay, even the ones that have got my pen in there. Just giving it a little bit of a dot, a little bit of a highlight. You know, coming around. Just on those little bobble shapes. I know that one went a bit right. That's okay. Let's have a look at that. Look at the difference that makes. I think, you know, I've got these larger kind of dots. I can do it on those as well. Just, again, gives it a little highlight. Not the small ones, just the bigger ones. Let's have a little look at that. Oh, go in a little bit more. All right, so last thing to do, signature. So here we go. I'm going to put it down here. And let's put it in here, look. There we go, all done. So hopefully you're going to have a go at that a little bit later. Maybe you want to try different colours, or you can go a bit bigger maybe. Nice little kind of, you know, can be Christmassy themed if you want it to be. You could actually put holly on the top of these and some little berries just to sort of bring it out a bit. But I've kind of kept it quite simple today. So have a go, see what you come up with and let me know. So thanks everybody for watching. And yeah, when you've done it, post and let me see how you've done. Okay, have a lovely day for the rest of it. And I will catch you again, gosh, on Friday. So, okay, all being well, see you then. Take care, bye.